Rolls-Royce that arrives like a silent comet, gliding up with those iconic proportions, coach doors, and a presence that makes everyone stop mid-scroll. That's the Spectre. Rolls-Royce's electric super coupe that finally brings the brand's hush and power formula into the EV era. And honestly, it's the kind of car that makes you want to speak in slow, reverent sentences. Now, I know some of you might have heard hybrid tossed around in conversations. Let me clear that up straight away. The Spectre is not a hybrid. It's a full electric Grand Tour, built from the ground up to deliver that Rolls-Royce feeling. Absolute quiet, effortless shove when you ask for it, and a cabin so serene you forget you're moving at all. Think of it as the same Rolls magic you know, but electrified. Talking about shove, under that sculpted bonnet is a dual motor setup that sends power to all four wheels. We're talking performance numbers that surprise people. Plenty of horsepower and muscle that catapults the coupe from standstill with very little fuss. It's quick, but in true Rolls fashion, the acceleration is composed. No drama, just immediate smooth authority. If you want the extra edge, the Black Badge version throws a performance curveball with added power and sportier tuning, giving you a much sharper personality when you flick those drive modes. Design-wise, the Spectre is a masterclass in restraint. Rolls didn't try to reinvent flamboyance. They refined it. Long, elegant proportions, a fastback-like rear, and those subtle modern cues, slim lights, a tightened grille treatment, and wheels that read like jewelry when they turn. From some angles, it almost reads as classic and futuristic at the same time, like a sculpture that just happens to be a car. But the real show happens when you open the doors. The craftsmanship and personalization options are next level. Every material, stitch, and inlay can be tailored, which keeps the Spectre feeling like a one-off even if two people order the same spec. Step inside and the magic continues. Rolls has loaded the cabin with signature touches. Think that starry headliner taken to new levels, an illuminated fascia that feels like a night sky stretched across the dash, and seats that embrace you like a bespoke armchair. It's quiet in a way you've probably never experienced in a car. The battery and electric motors mean there's none of the mechanical noise you'd expect. So the cabin becomes a private theater for whatever soundtrack you choose, whether that's classical or just the sound of absolute silence. And don't forget the bespoke audio options for people who want cinema quality inside a coupe. Ride and comfort are where Rolls keeps their crown. The Spectre uses an adaptive suspension system. Rolls calls it a sort of magic carpet ride, for good reason. Plus, auto leveling and active anti-roll bars. What this means in everyday language is that the car soaks up road imperfections, corners with surprising composure for something of its size, and rarely makes you feel the weight of the world behind the steering wheel. It's not an off-roader by any stretch, but the suspension and AWD give it composure over less than perfect surfaces, so if you're headed to a country estate with gravel drives or a stormy seaside lane, the Spectre handles those situations with poise rather than panic. If you actually need genuine off-road capability, that's still the Cullinan's territory. But for a Grand Tour, the Spectre's chassis is impressive. Let's talk numbers briefly because, yes, people care. The Spectre sits deep in the ultra-luxury price band. Depending on spec and options, you're looking at figures that start in the high six figures. Prices can jump sharply with bespoke options, launch packs, and the Black Badge trims. Rolls buyers rarely buy a spec sheet, they buy a vision. But it's important to know that this kind of handcrafted customization and technological nuance comes with a corresponding price tag. If you want a ballpark, the published ranges float around the high 300K to mid 400K territory for base models, before you start adding those delicious extras. So how does the Spectre feel compared to past Rolls models? It's a shift and a continuation at the same time. Compared to the Wraith and older Grand Tours, the Spectre is quieter, cleaner, and more instantly responsive because of the electric drivetrain. Compared to flagship sedans like the Phantom, it's more driver-oriented, slightly tighter silhouettes, a more coupe-like stance. And when you line it up against the Cullinan, you see philosophy. The Cullinan exists to be the most comfortable SUV across all terrains. The Spectre exists to be the most exquisite electric grand tourer you can own. It's Rolls evolving, not abandoning its soul. Customization is part of the fun here. Rolls continues to double down on coach building style options, special paintworks, hand-painted coach lines, laser-etched veneers, and even seasonal limited editions that push the aesthetic conversation further. For collectors and creative clients, that means the Spectre can be wildly personal, more like commissioning a piece of art than buying a car. A limited-run Primavera series and other bespoke editions have already shown how far the house will go with themed palettes and intricate embroidery. What about real-world ownership? Expect typical Rolls things: meticulous build quality, low-stress driving, and a service experience that matches the car's exclusivity. Charging infrastructure and range will be part of the conversation for EV buyers. Rolls equips the Spectre with a sizable battery and reasonable charging capability for its class. But don't buy this expecting the same kind of charging convenience as a mass-market EV. This is a car you plan around. It's also one you park and admire. Final thoughts. The Spectre feels like Rolls-Royce answering the future on its own terms. It's an elegant, electrified grand tourer that keeps the brand's DNA intact while ushering in new tech and performance. For people who want a silent, dignified, and bespoke EV that still makes a statement, the Spectre is a fascinating option, part heirloom, part high-tech. It's not for everyone, and that's the point. It's for someone who wants a statement of calm power, made with refinement that borders on obsession. If you like the idea of a near-silent, handcrafted coupe that still has real pace and Rolls levels of luxury, the Spectre is one to watch. Drop a comment. Would you take the black badge for the extra bite, or keep it classic and quiet? And if you want, I'll dig into the best options to spec and the little details that make these cars feel like rolling mansions. Stop. Bentley just dropped the EXP 15, and it's not another pretty show car. It's a statement about where ultra-luxury is headed in the electric age. In the next few minutes, I'll show you the design moves that scream Bentley, yet feel completely new, the tech that Bentley thinks will change how we use luxury cars, and the one practical thing they absolutely must get right if this ever becomes real. Stick around. By the end, you'll know whether this is fantasy chrome or a real preview of the next Bentley you might actually buy. The EXP 15 is presented as a design study, a clean sheet to test styling, materials, and tech. But Bentley's concepts always do more than look pretty. They telegraph the brand's direction. This isn't a replacement for the Continental or the Bentayga today. It's a forward-looking preview that sits squarely on Bentley's Beyond 100 plan to be a fully electric luxury brand. Think of this as Bentley sketching its future language, the shapes, the materials, and the tech that may filter down across future models. Exterior design and aerodynamics. From the front, Bentley keeps a recognizably regal face but strips it down for the EV era. The grille becomes a sealed, jewel-like element. The lighting is crystal-cut and sculptural, and the whole nose is optimized for airflow rather than radiator cooling. The silhouette is long and low with a fastback rear that suggests grand touring pace. Details like turbine-style aerodynamic wheels and active aero elements aren't just style. They're about squeezing efficiency from luxury proportions. In short, the EXP 15 looks like a grand tourer reimagined for range and silence. Interior and user experience. Step inside, and the EXP 15 blends heritage materiality with futuristic interfaces. Reclaimed or sustainable leathers and woods married to crystal switchgear and sweeping OLED displays. The layout is more lounge than cockpit, with a focus on effortless interaction. Fewer knobs, more context-aware surfaces, an ambient design that changes with the drive mode. But Bentley hasn't abandoned ergonomics. The controls that matter remain tactile, and the concept suggests they're trying to translate handcrafted luxury into an electrified, digital cabin that still feels human. Powertrain and performance. Bentley treats the drivetrain as part of the experience, not just a set of numbers. While concepts rarely publish final power figures, the EXP15's proportions and Bentley's roadmap imply a high-performance dual-motor setup with a range and refinement aimed at grand touring. Enough power for effortless passes and a battery strategy that supports long-range travel rather than short sprints. The key message here is not lap times, but how Bentley wants electric propulsion to feel. Instant, silent, but still deeply planted and refined. Tech and innovation. Technology in the EXP15 is framed as seamless luxury. Anticipate the driver features, advanced connectivity, and an interface that blends heads-up information with ambient cues. Think biometric personalization, predictive route planning that integrates charging with concierge services, and augmented displays that turn the cabin into a curated environment. Bentley positions tech as invisible intimacy. It's there to anticipate and enhance, not distract. Final verdict. The EXP15 isn't just a design exercise. It's Bentley announcing how it thinks luxury should evolve in an electric world. If elements of this car reach production, Bentley's next decade could feel like a thoughtful continuation of its heritage rather than a break. Whether you love every surface or not, the EXP15 gives a clear, confident direction. Bentley intends to be both sustainable and unmistakably Bentley. So, what do you think? Does the EXP15 nail the future of ultra-luxury EVs, or is it too theatrical to be real? Drop your take in the comments and tell me which detail you'd want in the production car. If you want to head-to-head with the Rolls-Royce Spectre next, say the word and I'll make it happen. Hit subscribe so you don't miss it.